if someone's getting started, I guess more than anything, it's really like buying a property where there's definitely low maintenance, because the last thing that sometimes ever deters people if they buy a property and there's, 1,000 things to fix, 1,000 things to renovate, and it's not, rentable and all that kind of stuff. And then you've got to worry about all those headaches. I guess that's what a lot of people are worried about when they first start out. So if anything, it's always got to be a property that's, well maintained, well kept, and that generally already has a tenant in it. It's going to be a lot easier for everyone to, because if it's already got a tenant in there, or if it's going to be a tenant put in there by the time settlement happens, then you've already got rental income coming in. You don't have to worry about the repayments. When one really stands out, and sometimes it could be one property available, or two or three. I've found from previous experience, some people want to see a few different options. Like years ago, I would show a person one property at one time, and I'd say, this is an amazing deal, I would buy it, let's go through it. I'd show them all the evidence, and then they go, Eddie, it looks good, but I have nothing to compare it to. Like, can you show me something else, just to have a look at something else? So some people want to do that, and some, they've got different comfortability factors and they want to see a few options. So sometimes you might have, one or two or three different options, but basically, to cut to the chase, I'll be like, this one, if it was me, I'd be going with this one. And then you can always have a bit of a look, do your own research if you want. You'll always have the opportunity to have, a day or two to have a bit of a think about it. You always have, even after a day or two, let's say you did come back for whatever property you did decide to go with, and you said, yep, let's get it underway, let's give it a go, kind of thing. Even after that point, you've still got what they call a 21-day finance clause period and a pest and building clause period. So if anything were to go wrong, like, you can always pull out. There's nothing to lose. You don't lose a deposit or anything like that. There's no risk, basically. If I was to buy a property today and then couldn't get finance or change your mind, you pull out, you move on to another property, deposit refunded, no harm done. So it's not as scary as it seems. Like, in New South Wales, a lot of people that are from New South Wales freak out when they buy a property, or they go through the process, because in New South Wales, if you were to buy a property in Sydney, or the New South Wales law, you put a deposit down and you don't get it back if you pull out. If you put down, let's say $5,000, because sometimes you've got to put down a small deposit, like $3,000 or $5,000, just to hold it. If you pull out New South Wales, you just forfeit that. So $5,000 goes down the drain in New South Wales. I've pulled out for one and lost $6,000 or one, and yeah, so in New South Wales. Yeah, but Queensland and WA and even Adelaide, those three states, you get the deposit back. So you got that more comfortability factor where you don't have to worry about losing anything.